I don't mind sacrificing my comfort right now if it's going to catapult me 5 years from now. So if I have to move home for the time being, that's fine.
Yeah.
If I have to let go of like expenses and lower expenses for the time being, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I just knew that my purpose was greater than sitting at a desk for 8 hours, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Hi guys, we are back with another episode of Selling Houston. I am your host, Courtney Oconlamo, broker owner of Collective Realty Co. And this is my guest today, Tionne Daniels. Love, love, love her. She's one of my agents here at Collective Realty Co. And last episode was crazy for many reasons. The first was that my videographer decided to not be recording when I thought that he was. So you can imagine this episode, we're not going to have any of those problems. Right, Tristan? Okay, good. So we're back with another episode. Last episode, we talked about relocating to Houston. And we also did our other little fun things that we love to do to kind of get you guys in the mood. Stay tuned for Shot O'Clock, so please prepare for that. Our favorite
Can't wait.
Of the show.
Can't wait.
This episode, though, we're going to be talking about Tionne's first year in real estate. So my experience was a little bit different because I worked as a real estate agent's assistant for like many, many years before I actually sold on my own. So I would say that my first year in real estate really had a lot to do with checking people, like left and right, because I knew more than what the average first agent knew.
Right.
So it was a lot of them not realizing that I had all of that experience, but me knowing that I had it, but them still knowing that I was new at the actual selling aspect of it.
Right.
But I had a pit bull of a mentor, like ridiculous. She was crazy. I'll never forget her. Her name was Rose Kent. And she was like 5'3". Okay, so short. She wore heels every day. She was just like a glamour queen. And she was a multi-million-dollar selling real estate agent. And it was her and her husband. So, you know, they worked as a team together. But again, for me, it was just a lot of correcting of people that really didn't understand all of the elements of real estate. And then also being compared to new agents that really don't really know what they're doing either. So that's how I spent a lot of my first year, just because of the experience. But as far as making money is concerned, I really didn't start making a lot of money until I moved here and started selling real estate. And I don't really know the reason for that. I think if I had to be in hindsight thinking about it, I would say the fact that the cost of living is less here and that the gateway to being able to own property is just a little bit more open here. But, you know, money is always the factor for these new agents. So let's talk about that, actually.
Let's talk.
Because all y'all want to be an agent because you think it's just so much money. And it is. But how you going to get there? You know, you guys typically think luxury real estate is like the way to go. It's the only way to make hundreds of thousands of dollars selling real estate. But what people don't realize is most, and this is very controversial, but I'm going to say it. Most people work with people that look like them.
Correct.
This is not racial. This is not calculated. It is natural to trust people and work with people that look like you. The truth of the matter is the Black community owns the least amount of real estate than any other race in this country and probably abroad. But I'm going to speak for this country. So with that being said, if our people are owning real estate at the lowest levels, why do we think as Black women and men that we're going to just jump right into real estate and be selling all this luxury real estate? Can you explain? Like, what do you think? Because especially since you were a new agent, what was your thought process? Because I'm sure you had a lot of that in your mind too.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of times it's what you see on television or in the media. You know, you have shows like Selling Sunset and all of this that glamorize being
not many of us on there, but
let's be clear. But they also glamorize being a real estate agent. They don't show, you know, the tough times. Or if they do, they're going to put like a little snippet of it on there. Right. But they don't really show the ins and outs of how to, number one, get into real estate. And then number two, how to build a business to get to that point. Right. They only show you once they've already made it. Right. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's true.
Everyone that wants to get into real estate, they have this preconceived notion that, oh, all I have to do is go take my classes and get my license, and in a year I'm about to be making money.
Oh my gosh.
No, guys. No. Is
that a no?
No.
Is that a hell no?
It's a hell no. That is not how it works.
Okay, so what really happens in your first year? First of all, did you have a mentor?
No.
Okay, so you did not have a mentor.
I did not.
And what was your plan? Like, you had to have some type of an outlook as to what you thought was going to work.
Courtney, I was literally like a fish out of water. I was scrambling. I didn't know what to do, where to start. And so, you know, the brokers that I was with at the time, they were just like, you know, lead generate. And I'm like, okay, so how do I do that?
Right.
What is that? How do I do that effectively? So it was literally like a roller coaster ride. I would try to do like a lead generating method and then it doesn't work out. So I try something else.
Right.
And then I get frustrated. So it's like, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
You know what I mean? And nobody taught me about consistency and discipline and all of that. I didn't have mentorship. So I was literally just figuring it out as I went.
So one thing that I like to point out though about lead generation and just leads in general, every person that you walk past is a potential lead.
Right.
So lead generation is important and it's the first step to actually getting clients, obviously. But what I have found is that the quicker you align yourself with a mentor or someone that's going to show you how to actually convert those leads, that's where the value and that's where the money will come into play.
Agreed.
So when you are in this situation where you think, perfect analogy, when buyers come to you and they're like, oh, I found the house. I don't owe you anything. I did all the work. I found the house. And the reality is finding the house is the easiest part.
Of course.
Lead generation, believe it or not, is the easiest part. What are you going to be able to do to get that deal to the closing table? And what are you going to be able to do to convert that lead to where they actually purchase, sell, or what have you from you? Because they're going to do it. Most likely they're just going to do it and figure it out. But it's a matter of who gets to earn their business so that they can actually get to that next level.
Right.
So I think that a lot of times we consume ourselves with the baseline of things, but ultimately having the tools in place to actually convert and to transition is what's most important. Okay. So keep that in mind as you navigate because you're going into year 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So year 2, how many deals did you close in your first year and a half, like to date?
Okay, to date, I have closed. Are we including? We're not.
We're including everything.
Okay, we're gonna
off market too. Of course, you know that, right?
Year and a half, I have closed 5 deals.
Okay, year and a half, 5 deals. Were any of them sales?
So I had one listing, one buyer.
Oh, you had a listing in your first year?
Off market, yes.
Interesting.
Off market listing, which was so fun.
Really fun, girl. I saw the lump in your throat. Where was the fun?
Oh, Courtney.
Where was the fun? Let's talk about your first sale deal. Let's get into the details of that.
So let's do that. So my first sale deal was my listing. Official, technically.
Okay.
So that particular listing was an off-market listing. Off-market, hopefully y'all know, but if not, means it's not listed on the MLS. So it was an off-market listing.
How'd you get the client
referral?
Word of mouth, okay.
Yeah, so of course, I mean, it's like, how else would I?
Right.
Off-market listing, and we started working on this, and we started the first part of the transaction in April.
Okay.
So we were almost to closing. I kid you not. And there was like one hiccup on title.
What was the hiccup? I'm very curious. Because there's typically, first of all, no deal's the same. Every deal comes with its own layer of issues or what have you. And when you've navigated so many, you'll notice that the skill is to really just be able to solve any problem.
Right.
So I'm really curious to know what that was and how you triumphed past that.
So for starters, I'll just go into this. Long story short, my client was an elderly lady.
Okay.
And she had just suffered a loss.
Oh, no.
So she was really grieving. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So just to put things into perspective.
Right.
So we get the paperwork all together. Title is open. All this kind of stuff. The buyer comes out and they do their inspection.
Right.
We're past all of this.
Okay.
And then my escrow agent calls and she's like, Tionne. I'm like, girl, I don't like your tone.
Right, Tionne.
Tionne. Not a happy day or good morning or nothing. She was just like, Tionne. I'm like,
what happened?
So I'm like, what is it? And she's like, yo, we have a problem. A big one.
Okay.
Like,
Girl, get to the problem. See, that's what I don't like about people with problems. Tell me the problem and honestly, tell me the result
I like,
first.
Exactly.
You know,
what's the
so
solution?
I don't like people that drive that.
So then she's like, but you know, I love a good storytelling. So,
right.
you know, I'm gonna let her be dramatic.
Right.
So she's like, this home is in pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I relay the message to my client. Again, it was a lot of back and forth. We're not gonna go into the nitty gritty.
Right.
But I relayed the message to my client. She had no idea.
Okay.
So now we go through the issue of having to hire a real estate attorney and having to go through all of this. So it gets pushed back. You know what I mean? Now you have to pay a retainer. And
and you have to make sure the buyer's okay with pushing it back.
Exactly.
So how long did that deal take to close?
I closed on that deal in December. Now you see why I rolled my eyes.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Don't get me wrong.
You took the list. Wait, when did you go under contract? In April?
We went under contract twice.
Oh, so you did lose the first buyer. We lost the first buyer because we didn't do let's just be honest, the proper due diligence before we went under contract. And when we talk about proper due diligence, especially when you are dealing with someone that possibly has a property in probate, is that kind of what happened? So the person that owned it died, but maybe the wife was the heir to it. And when I hear anything about death or anything about probate, at least in my mind, it triggers me to open title first. So before I even get a buyer, before I even get a contract, when you're seasoned, you realize that you need to do that kind of stuff before you even get in bed with somebody to buy it.
Right.
So that's a good point. But then the other biggest point is all this money you wanted to make your first year in real estate.
Girl.
You think that you're going to have a payday in what, May or April? To find out that it's
December.
Girl, I'm not trying to laugh. I'm so sorry.
December. How many months is that? Too many. December. And just think, like,
are you serious?
April comes and I'm like, okay, you know, I can expect to get my check around May, maybe June, even if we have to push it back. And then May comes, I'm like, okay, this not looking okay.
So that's flag on the play one, right? For new agents.
Yes.
Thinking that this money just falls out of the sky. You also have to spend money to make money.
Yes.
And it doesn't always mean on lead generation. It could mean that you're spending money on open house refreshments. It could mean yard signs if you have a new listing, photography. Depending on how you want your business to be set up, there's all types of, different fees that come along with maintaining and even getting your license, right? So that's the biggest thing that I am always flabbergasted about with new agents.
Nobody tells us.
So nobody is telling y'all?
No. You think they tell us that in school? In class,
so they are not telling you about any of the fees. Wow.
Courtney, when you get out of school,
the issue.
You don't even know where to start. They literally tell you enough to pass the exam. After that, it's like, figure it out.
So then we have to redo this. We got to restructure this. I need to come out with an ebook of some sort.
Seriously.
Because I'm going to be honest, it's just absolute clueless.
Seriously.
And I just can't.
And I'm not the only agent. I've spoken to other new agents where
they
they're
say
like,
the same thing?
Same thing, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, they throw us out to sea and say, figure it out. And that's what I did.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. How long before you started getting the hang of things? Because you're the exception to the rule. We're going to just kind of hop into this. So you're really the exception to the rule. I have met, first of all, we have 21 agents at Collective Realty Co. I would say, thank you. I would say that 85% of them are brand new agents, either fresh out of licensure and exam taking, or less than 6 months in. So with that said, most brokerages don't even want to invest in brand new agents like that because of the probability that they will quit or not have the funds to sustain their license, etc. But you struck me actually, because you came from another firm that shall remain nameless. And you had already had deals done. You already had that mindset that I'm building with these new agents. And then most importantly, you kind of strike me as somebody that has figured it out a little bit sooner than most would have. So what would you say is like the biggest thing that you figured out within your first year and a half?
Yeah, so quick little recap. Yeah. So in November of 2021.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give y'all a little timeline. Wow. November of 2021, I got my license in July of 21.
Okay.
So November of 21, I got laid off my full-time job. So I kind of got catapulted into a full-time agency.
Okay.
So then
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was laid off my accounting job, got thrown into full-time. Okay. I then went back and got a job in January of this year.
Okay. You are working?
So look, I'm about to get there. You know I love to I love to tell a good story. So in January of this year, I got another job. Again, I didn't have the mindset. When I got laid off my job, I didn't have the mindset of number one,
that you were ready to be an entrepreneur.
And number two, a real estate agent. You got to think too, I didn't know what I was doing at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need another job.
Right.
So I went for like a month and a half, no job.
Okay.
So then in January
of 2022.
In January of this year, I get a job, right?
Okay. Wait, of 2023 or 2022?
22.
Okay.
So we in 23. I'm sorry, y'all.
Right.
Last year. January of last year, I get a job, full-time job. And by this time, my mindset has started to shift.
Okay.
It started during that month and a half break. Yeah, and I'm like, I got a job, and I was there. I kid you not. I started the job in January. I quit that job in March.
Really?
Yes.
So were they both office jobs?
Yes.
Were either of them work from home?
No.
Oh, okay.
They started
so that's
off
why you
being
quit.
work from home.
Okay.
But then of course,
then they wanted to
get
pull
you with the okie doke and bring me back in.
What?
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. No.
Like,
and most people that really have the entrepreneurial spirit can't get it. They just really don't ever succumb to that.
And that's how I felt because, during that time where I was an agent full time, during that month and a half, I started to value my time a little bit more. And so now I have to sit back in an office and I'm like, I could be doing so much right now. Like there's so much I can be getting done. And I just have to sit here and just look busy because half the time I'm done with the work.
So make me understand this. You got laid off, then found another job and then ended up quitting it. So what would you say was the biggest tool that even allowed you to do that? Because most people that have responsibilities, I know you don't have any children, but are you living at home? Like what do you think allowed you to make a decision like that? Because some people just simply can't.
For those that can't, if you have responsibilities that you can't let go of, I totally understand.
Right.
But for me,
there's a but.
I don't mind sacrificing my comfort right now if it's going to catapult me 5 years from now. So if I have to move home for the time being, that's fine. If I have to let go of expenses and lower expenses for the time being, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I just knew that my purpose was greater than sitting at a desk for 8 hours. And I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So again, you and
with
I
always cap on your income.
Exactly. A cap.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I have to sacrifice for a year or two for me to start building my business and then 5 years from now I'm set or whatever, the case may be, I'll do it.
And that's what I'm hearing most. And that's what I know. I know my, story to be the same. Sacrifice is always the cornerstone of anything. And let's just be honest, people your age, and honestly, a lot of people my age just aren't willing to do that. Yeah. They're not willing to sacrifice. They want it now, by any means necessary. And, you realize that for that type of person, that 9 to 5 is for you.
It's for them.
It takes all different types of people to make the world go round. I say that all the time. So I think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so it's like now, after all of that happened, I think that within the past maybe about 6 or 7 months, I kind of had that light switch where it's like,
this is what I get.
This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
This is how you make this work.
So now you have a groove. Would you say that, you know, what I preach, which is if you want a 9-to-5 job to pay you a salary, are you doing the 9-to-5 work for real estate? Would you agree that you've kind of had to shift to that? And if so, when you shifted, did you see your first check in 90 days? Did you see your first check in 60 days? Like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, so I absolutely agree.
Okay.
So as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, whatever, although you don't have a 9-to-5, you have to treat your business as if it's a 9-to-5 because that's your job. That's your business. So when I shifted my mindset to that, and instead of me being on Instagram, I even went 4 months with no social media. Like,
really,
I'm very disciplined.
Wow.
Very. So when I set a goal, I'm going to do it. I went 4 months, little to no social media. I won't say no social media.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's where you get a lot of your business.
Exactly. So, but it was like I wasn't on there just for fun.
Right.
If I'm not posting, I'm logged out.
Yeah.
Like completely. And so once I kind of got that shift together and I started actually utilizing my days correctly, then I started to see change.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was probably like maybe 60 days later is when I closed on the listing, and then shortly after, you know, so on and so forth.
And that's what's so funny too, is because they say the same thing with like diet and exercise and things like that. Like if you're doing it consistently, even if it's just 20 minutes a day, there's no other option but for you to get the results. Yeah. So I'm in total agreement with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it builds a habit too. That's really what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so now I think we're gonna play a game.
Hey.
I love games. You do? You sure about that?
Yeah.
We about to see how fun these games are to really see
but then
what we really
Courtney,
think.
I'm scared because I don't know what's gonna come out of your mouth. I'm scared, honey.
I'm bad.
Introduce CJ. She has a
Oh, hi CJ.
Hi, pretty.
Sultry. So CJ is going to be administering our game today. We have a lot of double names in this office. Her real name is Sierra. We have to call her CJ for political reasons. And yes, political. And she's going to be administering our game. So Sierra/CJ is my transaction coordinator, one of 2 of my transaction coordinators here in the office.
Yes.
She is highly valued and loved.
Oh, stop.
And I'm just very scared right now. So we're about to see.
Well, you should be.
Did you
Start
do the
off by
last
saying
game?
that. I did.
Oh,
I'm scared.
Yeah,
What is the
yeah, I did.
question? Wait a
This
minute.
one's.
I know, that's why I said
Ooh,
sultry.
is that right?
Keep it like that.
Keep it like this. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get this game started. Are y'all ready?
Let's get this
go.
party
I'm ready.
Let's party. This game. All right.
Ready.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
y'all.
Do her first. Do not do me. Do not do me.
Hey. Yeah, you're both gonna answer.
Well,
Maybe.
who does it first? We can't talk at the same time.
I mean, whoever wants to jump
I
in.
said her first.
Oh wait, I'm the administrator. Okay. I guess guess first.
That's fine.
Guess
Courtney,
first for the first question.
That's fine. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, well, let's get to it, y'all. So the name of this game is for real.
What?
Or BFFR for short. Yeah, you heard me right.
Okay. Okay.
She said what she said.
Y'all know I got a potty mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say fuck it.
All right, so basically this is how it's going to go.
Okay.
We got 5 questions. Both of
Okay.
you are going to answer,
Okay.
but here's the thing, right? You got to be for real.
Okay.
So
Oh,
if
God.
I feel
okay,
like,
look.
or if one of us feels like you're giving the politically correct answer,
Who said
we're going
this?
to call
Okay,
you
so
out.
Who said this?
How
We're
are y'all
gonna
gonna know?
Yeah, what's
Well,
going
I
on?
think we know, especially you, well enough, Tionne. We may
Your
give
better
you.
judgment.
Oh, there's 5
So-
of these, though?
There's 5 questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically,
let's
if you
go.
hear a "be fucking for real," that means you
glad
need
she
to
first.
you need
Okay,
to
I'm
tighten it
ready.
up. Okay, you ready? All right, Tionne,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
first. What is your favorite song to listen to before you get your day started?
Work by Rihanna.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
You do it often?
I would listen to that song over and over and over and dance like it's the first time I heard it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you know what? I could see, I mean, work. So you're like,
Getting ready
you're
for work.
speaking it.
Yeah.
You're speaking it, but
The
it's
vibe is
big.
nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
And I have to answer the
energetic.
same question?
Yes, you do.
And you had time to think.
So you know what? I'm just gonna take it off the cusp and tell you what I listened to today.
Okay.
That's WizKid. Okay.
Ooh.
So I was having a debate over the weekend with some other Nigerian wives that don't know better, as far as I'm concerned, because they were saying that Burna Boy is like better star quality and power than WizKid is.
Oh.
And that is just completely false. It is WizKid all day. He is the star boy of Nigerian, music.
Okay.
And I'm standing for WizKid. So he motivates me. And one of the biggest records of all time that I really, really love of his is Ojulegba.
Okay.
by
Say
WizKid.
that again.
Ojulegba.
Oh, all right.
Okay. And did I say it right? I did. Oh, okay. And he talks about, you don't know my struggle. And, I used to hustle and, I do whatever it takes to get the job done. And it just always inspired me ever since I met my husband. So I'm going with WizKid, any of his music, honestly. But
Okay.
Ojulegba
That was
is where it's
today.
at.
That was today?
Yes,
Okay.
it was today.
Wonderful. Okay. So next question, I guess, Courtney, you can go first with this
Why?
one.
It's not what we
Because Tionne went first last
I'll
time.
go
So
first.
Oh.
she's gonna be
loves
nice.
me.
She
She
does.
really
So are you
loves
just
me.
so should we just say that you're gonna answer first for all five?
Yeah, why
We
not?
Okay.
Well,
Why
you
not?
know what? No, they trying not to give me a tip off.
Now, just wait a minute. Now, you can go back and
Okay,
be
on the
switching
next
it
one, you
up
can do me
now.
first. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Tionne, describe your personality in 3 words.
Bubbly,
Period.
energetic,
Period.
charismatic.
I love that. Courtney, you're
Why
up.
isn't someone else answering these for us? I think that would be better.
That's not the game.
Okay. These are really dumb questions. I'm just gonna be honest.
Please edit that.
Who thought of these though? Okay. So I would say I prefer other people to describe me. I just don't like to describe myself. What was the question again?
Describe your personality in 3 words.
Funny,
Okay.
Facts.
honest.
Yes.
Can you have an honest personality?
I think so.
That's more like character. Exciting. This is what people mostly describe me as. I really can't say that I can describe myself. I'm very sorry.
Okay,
Next
so be
question.
fucking for real. How would you how would you describe yourself then?
Funny is on there. For some reason, I want to say spontaneous, but I'm really not. I just feel like everything that comes out of my mouth is spontaneous.
Okay.
I don't really enjoy spontaneity though. I like habit and structure.
Okay.
And passionate. I have a passionate personality.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything that I'm passionate about, even if it's, career, kids, whatever, it's all in. Like I can't distinguish between the two. It's either I'm all in or I'm not. So passionate.
These are great adjectives, ladies. I liked
Really?
all of those. All right. Number 3.
Do you want to take the lead on this?
I'm going to take it because I feel like I'm cheating by making you answer them all first because then I get to think about it like she see it.
Go ahead.
I'm
All right.
nervous, though.
Number 3, Courtney. If you could change one thing about real estate, what would it be?
Ooh. Can we go to my Twitter from last night?
Sure.
So I was on my Twitter last night. Tristan, did you see my tweet? You didn't see it? So I was on Twitter last night. So true story. Let me just say it. So last night, I'm converting with a builder's rep who started entertaining me with certain questions when she could have just shut me down if she was at home with family and really wanted to focus on being at home. But she entertained me and, we were just going back and forth. And then I guess I asked one too many questions because she hit me with, I'm at home with my family right now. I'm going to have to get back to you when I'm not at home with my family. And I politely responded and said, I'm at home with my family too, so I can relate. I'll figure it out on my own. Don't worry. Enjoy your night, right? So what I really wanted to say in that moment is, why are all these people getting into real estate when they just, especially sales? Like, I feel like any sales job, just like with Walmart, if they're going to be open, or Whataburger, right? They're going to be open 24/7. They're going to be open 24/7. Family, all of that stuff, we all have that. We all have problems. We all have family. We all have all these other things. But if you're not going to be obsessed with this career, real estate specifically for me, because I'm so passionate about it, can you please put your license up, please? Because I'm so tired of dealing with people that are not as devoted and serious. My clients calling me at 8 p.m. and they want these answers. And if I am quote unquote busy, then I may pick up the phone and maybe let them know or whatever. But I just feel like people are taking the passion and the seriousness out of real estate. And I'm ready for that to go.
Okay.
Well said.
Well, Tionne.
I think if I could change something, it would be the stigma that realtors get.
Okay.
So a lot of times, I approach people and I'm just conversation, just introduce myself. And as soon as I say I'm a realtor, they say, number one, I either get two reactions. Number one is, both. Oh, you rich. Bro, what is going on?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
you got all the money.
And then,
No, I don't, but all right.
We working on it.
Exactly.
Hey.
And then on the other end is, oh, you're just a salesperson, or they don't want to talk to me. They completely shut out anything that I say after that. It's like one of two things. Yeah.
Wow.
So if I could change anything, I would change the stigma that comes with it. Number one, real estate agents do not make money out the gate. Let's be real. Like, we're not coming out the gate making $3 million in a year.
Oh,
it's not happening. And then number two, not all realtors are going to be like pushy and like overly aggressive. Yeah. I'm going to be aggressive to a certain extent, right? But I'm not going to be aggressive
not to get
the
your
point.
Business.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was going to say,
it's not just transactional, because that's what a lot of people think.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Stigmas. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
Question number 4.
Because I like that last
out of
one.
5. Oh. There we go.
Oh, she liked that one.
All right. So, of all the personal questions I could ask you, what's one you wouldn't want to answer?
A personal question?
I guess about your personal life, or I guess it could be professional, whatever.
I really, like, what? Did this come from Google, or I'm just so confused. Tara?
I'm
Tionne.
What's one? Okay, let me rephrase. What's one thing that's off limits? Is that better?
Okay, something that's off limits personally to ask me.
Yes.
Do you know me? There's not much off.
She's an open book, guys.
Yeah, very much.
There's not really much off limits. I mean, I don't know. My sister may know. Tara?
I don't know. Tara, like, leave me out of it.
What am I secretive about anything? You know what? I'm kind of secretive, believe it or not, about my finances.
Okay. Like talking specific numbers?
Just numbers and, what's under the hood, so to speak.
Okay.
And it's so funny because, ironically enough, when you are buying real estate or, doing certain things like that, that's what happens with the lender. They're looking under the hood. They have to know all these different things. So I know better, right? But when it comes to just talking about it openly, how much did you make? What do other people make, as an employer when you are paying salaries and stuff like that. So I would say that I'm pretty private about that, believe it or not.
So is it just strictly an invasion of privacy, or is it
Not
a tactic,
really.
like a tactic?
I think it's more of a confidentiality thing for me.
Okay.
Which is why, a perfect example, I have a lot of clients that if I'm dealing with their commercial transactions, for example, a lot of times or with tenants too, a lot of times they have to send their financials to the agent directly versus when you're buying, you really don't have to do that. Sometimes I'll offer for my clients, especially if they're like family or friends or what have you, that may not, because I know how private I am about my finances, I'll offer for them to send their financials directly to whoever really needs to review it, because I don't at the end of the day. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a thing.
Like a need to know.
A thing. Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay. All right, Miss Tionne, what about you?
It's not necessarily off limits, but if we don't have to talk about it, I don't want to. And that would be my family. And it's simply because, like, if it's somebody that I know personally, then of course I'm an open book. But if I don't know you and you're a stranger, I'm very protective of my loved ones, like extremely protective. And I know how the world can be. You know what I mean? And so
take every little detail, use it against you,
pick it apart. And so for that, I'm just extremely, when it comes to my family, I'll talk to, y'all and all of that kind of stuff. But if a stranger comes up to me and it's like, what's going on with your mom?
What?
I don't know you. You know what I mean? So it's my family. And it's because I love them so much.
Oh, okay. I kind of relate to that.
Yeah. Anything else is up for grabs.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Who wants it? Who wants it first?
I'll take it.
All right. When is the last time you lied, and what was the Wasn't expecting that.
Wait, what? Was it to who? Was it to who?
Yeah.
No, we don't
know.
No,
just
good.
when was the
What
last
was that
time?
last comment you just made? Was it what?
What do you say?
You
mean the
said when did you?
question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
when
you
was-
had a little ad lib after that.
Oh, no. That was the second part of the
what
question.
was
It was
it?
a two-parter. What was the lie?
Okay.
When and what was it?
I may have to call on my sister again. Like, I don't really, because I don't intentionally lie. So I really I can't tell you when the last time I really lied.
Girl.
So
wait
be
a minute.
fucking real.
Yeah, be fucking for real. So you haven't been to, somebody hasn't cooked a dish,
Okay, let me think.
picked out an outfit or suggested a hairstyle or your makeup was
I have to really, I pass.
All right.
Let me see where you gonna go. Yeah, let me see where you gonna go with it.
Because I got mine. That's why I was over here cracking up.
Give me a lie.
So,
Give me a lie. Please give me a lie.
Oh, that's a good one too. Okay,
Huh.
Tionne. All right.
Yeah, go, Tionne, please.
I'm not going to self-incriminate too much, but I actually canceled on a date.
Girl, this is
Like,
you went to be for real. Call her out right now.
Wait, hold on. We gotta let her.
No, that's not juicy enough.
Oh,
We need
you
another
don't even
one.
know what she's gonna say.
You
don't even know what she's gonna say.
How did she? Don't even have an answer for trying to say
Right.
Okay, fine.
But yes, so I told a little white lie to get out of a date a few days ago.
Tell us the lie.
Mm-hmm. That's the second question. What was the lie?
The lie was that I had to work.
Ooh.
On real
Does he
estate?
know? Yeah. Does he know you're a realtor?
Lower your voice.
Girl, does he watch? Is he on social media? This the one that's not on social. Oh, okay. You smart.
Oh, Courtney! Right. Cut.
Or not.
I don't care.
Oh
Look,
man.
she ain't on social media,
Well, listen,
so that's why she don't care.
she's
Interesting.
highly
I
sought
need help with
after.
my lie, y'all.
Yeah. What? Nobody's cooked anything that you complimented and really didn't like it. An
No,
outfit.
because I'm going to tell you, that's the thing. I'm just going to say it.
Okay. She's honest.
I'm not
very
really.
honest.
Courtney, you
I'm
done told me a
honest.
little
Don't get
white
me
lie.
wrong, but
She did tell us that. She's honest.
Tara.
What if it wasn't recent?
Okay.
Any time in your life?
No,
Okay.
I know you didn't lie before in your life.
Of course, but I just can't really think of something. You're gonna crop all this out.
What
right?
about a like a gift maybe that you received
that's
that
really
you
good.
re-gifted because you didn't
Y'all
like
be doing these
it,
white
or-
elephant things that nobody really wants, honestly. So
Oh,
that
wow.
really doesn't apply.
Shots at us.
You know what I'm saying? But I would say I'm trying to think of a lot because I lie to my kids a lot.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to think of the last lie I told them.
Santa Claus.
No, it wasn't Santa. What did I do? Oh, if I come home and I maybe had something in the car before I got home and they like, oh, did you go here and where's mine at? And I just lie and say that somebody gave it to me. That's a good one. So I'll lie and say somebody gave it to me versus that I went out and bought it myself.
Courtney, let me
There
ask you a
go.
question.
Oh,
Are you one of those moms that'll like stop and get food and then eat it in the car before you go?
Oh yeah,
home?
that was one of that's what I'm talking about. So then when you get home though, so my kids can literally they can hear the garage when it opens. They can see the gate when it's opening from the front. So before I can even turn off my engine, they are outside waiting right there at the threshold to greet me. So I have to prepare all of that before I even pull in the driveway.
Yeah.
Like, it's that crazy. So yes.
I can see you doing that. I feel like
I can't have. So that's the biggest lie I tell on a regular basis, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. To her.
Because you get
kids,
home,
y'all.
you cooking, you don't get to eat. You don't get to do what you need to do. You just got to fix it for them. And then, what am I going to do?
Oh my gosh.
You can't relate. Yeah.
I can't. I was gonna say I can't. That I cannot relate
They
to.
gonna watch this episode in the future.
Oh
and
my
be like,
God.
Mom, you sneaking food.
Oh my God.
All right, ladies.
So I prefer Would You Rather. So I'll wait for that one. Yeah, that was not that great, ladies. I'm just saying.
Well, I hate to tell you, but that is also the game for next episode.
What? The same game?
Not the same questions, but same game. All right, and that
Is Sierra busy?
Concludes.
that wraps up BFFR for real,
break.
y'all.
Thank you. The best game host ever.
Oh.
All right, girl. So, Tionne, this has been so much fun. You are just... And I'm loving this little blunt little situation.
You like it?
Love it.
It fits. I like it. This
Love
is the
it.
first time I've ever worn my hair kind of short.
Yeah.
I'm normally wearing really long hair.
This is everything. So
I
are
love
you gonna do you believe in staples? Because you know me, this is staple.
Yes
So
and
you just,
no.
switch
So I
it
do
up.
have a go-to. But
Okay,
I
so you
like
do.
switching it up every now and then. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure your men like it too. So what we're gonna do, say it into the mic, dear, if you're
You
about
see?
that life. And you ain't. You not.
Courtney, come on. Come on.
So
Shot o'clock.
let's take a shot because it's shot o'clock.
It is shot o'clock.
And we're gonna take this shot to episode 2.
Yes.
Cheers to episode 2.
Cheers.
First year in real estate.
Yes.
Take it to the head, no chaser. Oh my God. What happened? What happened?
I feel like I got hair on my chest now. Like it burns.
Oh my God.
You know how you feel it?
Yeah, your girl is a yacker. I am. But Jesus.
It wasn't too bad.
Okay, that's true. And
Yeah,
it's
it
gone
wasn't-
now. I feel
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
We made it.
All right, I know I said no chaser.
And then got the slurp.
My bad. They were supposed to fill that up.
Who had the open house at Marshall today?
Not today.
Or the showing today? Not
Dorothy. Dorothy. Why?
Do we know that because Robert's asking if he can shut everything
Yes, he can.
Okay.
It's over. Hope y'all can edit that out. That's real life real estate right there. So, first year in real estate, let's recap some of the big tips that we need new people in real estate to know. And then remind them of what not to do, right? Because you've got some rules on, what works and what doesn't. I first want to talk about this April to December closing, though, because that right there is pure comedy, but it's also the perfect reason why people really need to not count their money before the deal closes.
Right. Absolutely.
Never. That is rule. That's
Absolutely.
actually real estate 101 when you're an agent.
But you know
So, what do you think
Glad
about
I
that?
had a mentor.
You
I
would have
would've
known
known
that.
So yeah.
And you were probably grasping on for dear
I
life to that
was.
one deal. Let me ask you this, and I know we're kind of getting off topic,
Yeah.
but did you have other deals during that time, or were you really banking on this one deal and you just lost your motivation to go out and get more?
Yeah, so I actually had more deals at the time.
Okay, good.
However, they were apartment deals.
Okay.
So they weren't, as grand as
Right.
a listing or
Right.
a buyer client or whatever, but still I did have some deals that were closing.
Right.
And then, with apartments, you got to delay before you get paid and
Right.
all of that kind of stuff. So I absolutely had other deals, but at that time I was still banking on this
that.
listing.
Yeah.
And so that was a harsh reality. That was that's
Harsh reality.
It was. It absolutely was. That was a learning experience. I started in April.
I can't even believe
I just closed a month ago.
that. I know. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
April. That's crazy.
So we know first year in real estate, do not count that money before it rolls in.
Don't.
Another thing that I think is important is, again, realizing the importance of lead generation, but understanding that it is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
My kids bring me leads. Okay. Like, I'm not even kidding. Their parents, their friends' parents and, friends and family and stuff like that. So it's not about leads. It's about converting them.
Yes.
So I want everybody to know that unless you have a mentor or processes in place or people in place to like really guide you so that you can actually convert these leads, you're wasting your time generating all those leads.
Very true.
So there's that.
Very true.
And I think that the biggest thing as we kind of bow out is I want new agents to realize and understand their importance as an agent. So that passion, that seriousness, that commitment to connecting with the client and closing these deals by any means necessary, I think that that's the most important, strategy and character.
Yeah.
Character what? Not flaw. Traits.
There you go.
Character traits that is the most important when you're dealing with people in sales.
Yes, I agree. I think it's that, and then something that you and I always speak about is blind faith.
Yes.
Always. I will preach that till the end of the day.
Just knowing that every single day when we put in these hours and, the late nights and the early mornings and all those things, that we know that when they build up, it's just a matter of a whole bunch of rain.
Yeah, it's going to pay off. There's no way possible that you can wake up every day and put in so much work and then not get anything from it.
Oh, my God.
It's no way possible.
Like, are you me?
I might be.
I literally preach that all the time.
Yeah, it's no way. So you just got to be consistent and keep putting in the work.
Right. I love it. Well, we may be looking at 2023's top producer, Tionne Daniels.
Yes,
I'm not really
coming.
sure. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you definitely have the mindset to make it happen.
Thank you.
So it's going to be a very crazy year. We're going to see how that goes.
I'm excited.
So in closing, guys, I just want to remind all of the new agents out there, all of the buyers and sellers and tenants and landlords, you need us. We are repositioning the definition of realtor in Texas. We are not only informing clients and advising clients in the best way possible, we're also reminding agents to be less worried about their splits and more interested in ways to make more money. So until next time, see you guys soon.